What if I told you your feet could be screaming that your kidneys are failing? Right now, while you think everything is perfectly fine, I'm Dr. Johnny, and let me be very clear. Kidney disease is one of the most silent killers in America. More than 37 million people are living with it, and 9 out of 10 don't even know. That means you could lose up to 90% of your kidney function before you feel truly sick. By the time most people notice, it's already too late. Dialysis or even transplant is the only way forward. But here's the shocking twist. Long before you collapse, long before doctors even catch it, your feet are already revealing the truth. Swelling, numbness, strange color changes, relentless itching. None of these are random. They are early alarms begging you to listen. And if you can spot these signs early, you have the power to stop kidney disease in its tracks. You can avoid years of suffering and maybe even save your own life. So stay with me, because in this video, I'll reveal 7 hidden warnings your feet are giving you right now. Some are subtle, some are terrifying, and every single one could change your health future forever. Let's begin with the very first sign, one that often shows up quietly at the end of the day, but speaks louder than any blood test. Think about this. You take off your shoes at the end of the day and your feet look puffy. Maybe your socks leave deep marks around your ankles. Most people shrug and blame it on standing too long or eating salty food. But what if that swelling is actually your kidneys begging for help? This condition is called edema, and it's one of the first visible red flags of kidney trouble. Let me share a quick story. A patient named Robert, a retired carpenter, told me he thought his swollen ankles were just from working on his feet for decades. He didn't realize that behind the scenes his kidneys were no longer filtering out excess salt and water. By the time he came to me, his kidney function had already dropped below 30%. Here's the science. Your kidneys are supposed to keep a delicate balance of fluids. When they weaken, sodium builds up in your blood, and your body retains water to dilute it. That water sinks to the lowest point, your feet and ankles. Unlike normal swelling from too much salt or a long day, kidney-related swelling doesn't go away overnight. Doctors call it pitting edema. If you press your finger into the skin, it leaves an indentation that lingers for seconds. That's your body's way of showing you the balance is broken. This isn't just about tight shoes. Persistent swelling means your kidneys are already struggling, and ignoring it could push you closer to dialysis. So if your feet are regularly puffy, don't dismiss it. This is your early alarm. But here's the twist: swelling is only the beginning. Because what happens next is even more sinister. The very nerves in your feet can start to shut down, leaving you numb to danger. And that's the second warning sign you cannot afford to miss. Swelling may be the first cry for help, but when your feet start tingling or going numb, the danger becomes far more personal. Imagine lying in bed at night and feeling pins and needles in your toes, or a strange burning sensation that keeps you awake. Most people dismiss it as poor circulation, diabetes, or simply getting older. But here's the reality: those sensations could be the toxic fingerprints of kidney failure. Let me tell you about Maria, a 62-year-old teacher. She thought the tingling in her toes was just from wearing tight shoes at school. By the time she finally got tested, her kidneys were so overloaded with waste that those toxins were literally poisoning her nerves. Doctors call this uremic neuropathy, and it affects up to 70% of people with chronic kidney disease even before they realize they're sick. The science is clear. When your kidneys stop filtering properly, waste products build up in your blood. These toxins strip away the protective coating on your nerve fibers, starting with the longest ones, the nerves that reach your feet. That's why it begins in the toes and slowly creeps upward. And here's the hidden danger: numbness robs you of protection. You could step on a nail, develop a blister, or form a sore, and never feel it until it's infected. For many kidney patients, that's how a small, unnoticed wound turns into an amputation. So if your feet are tingling, burning, or strangely numb, don't ignore it. This isn't just discomfort, it's your body warning you that toxins are building up faster than your kidneys can handle. But only knowing about nerve damage isn't enough, because there's another warning that hits even deeper pain, that gnaws at your bones and can shatter your ability to walk. And that's the third sign you need to hear before it's too late. If swelling shows the strain and numbness reveals the toxins, then foot pain is the warning that hits you where it hurts most every single step you take. Many people blame aching feet on bad shoes or arthritis, but in kidney disease, the pain often runs deeper straight into the bones themselves. Take David, a 58-year-old mechanic. He came to me saying his feet throbbed every night, especially around his big toe. He thought it was just wear and tear from standing on concrete floors. But blood tests told another story. His kidneys were failing. His uric acid levels had skyrocketed, and those sharp crystals were stabbing his joints from the inside out. That's gout, and it's brutally common in kidney patients. Here's why. Healthy kidneys filter waste imbalance minerals like calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin D. But when your kidneys weaken, this balance collapses. Your bones get robbed of calcium, becoming brittle and painful, especially in your feet where they carry your entire weight. At the same time, uric acid piles up in your blood, forming crystals that trigger sudden, excruciating gout attacks. Research shows that nearly 1/3 of kidney disease patients suffer from gout, and having gout in return increases the risk of kidney disease by 40%. It's a vicious cycle that accelerates decline. This isn't the dull ache of tired muscles. Patients describe it as deep, gnawing pain, often worse at night, that doesn't respond to typical painkillers. It's your skeleton itself breaking down under the stress of kidney disease. So if every step feels heavier, if your toes flare with sudden agony, don't brush it off. Your feet might be screaming louder than your kidneys. But pain is only one layer of the story, because sometimes the truth shows up right on the surface through sudden changes in the color of your skin. And that's the fourth warning sign you need to see with your own eyes. Sometimes the most dangerous signals don't hide, they stare right back at you. Look down at your feet. Do they look paler than usual, almost drained of color? Or maybe they appear reddish-purplish, even with patches that seem darker than the rest of your skin. These aren't cosmetic quirks. They can be early signs of kidney disease silently attacking your circulation. I remember a woman named Ellen who came into my office with feet that looked 2 shades darker than her legs. She thought it was just age spots, but tests revealed advanced kidney disease and severe vascular damage. Her feet were literally telling the story her kidneys could not. Here's what's happening inside. The same high blood pressure and diabetes that damage your kidneys also damage the arteries feeding your feet. Poor arterial flow makes your feet turn pale or white. Poor venous return makes them dark and ruddy. When oxygen delivery becomes critically low, toes may even turn blue. And if it progresses further, areas can blacken, gangrene, where tissue death has already begun. That's a life-threatening emergency, and it doesn't stop with blood flow. High phosphorus levels, common in kidney failure, cause relentless itching that leads to scratching, and over time, darker patches of hyperpigmentation appear. Many mistake this for harmless aging, but in truth, it's a visible footprint of kidney decline. So if your feet are changing color in ways you can't explain, don't ignore it. They're showing you the collapse of circulation and metabolism long before a lab test does. But if you think strange colors are disturbing, wait until you hear about the next sign. Because it doesn't just change how your feet look, it makes them crawl, sting, and itch so intensely that patients describe it as torture. Imagine an itch so intense it keeps you awake at night. You scratch until your skin breaks, but the relief never comes. Some kidney patients tell me they would rather live with pain than endure this constant torment. This isn't dry skin or an allergy. This is kidney failure itching, what doctors call uremic pruritus, and it often starts in your feet and ankles. Let me tell you about Mark, a 65-year-old retiree. He used to scratch his feet so fiercely that he wore socks to bed just to avoid bleeding onto his sheets. The problem wasn't outside, it was inside. His failing kidneys could no longer remove phosphorus, so it built up in his blood, deposited into his skin, and triggered an unbearable itch. The science backs it up. Research shows that nearly 90% of patients with advanced kidney disease suffer from this relentless itching. Phosphorus isn't the only culprit. Uremic toxins, the very waste your kidneys should be filtering, accumulate in the skin and irritate the nerves that sense itch. The result, an endless cycle. The more you scratch, the more you damage the skin. That leads to wounds, infections, and even greater risk because poor circulation slows healing. This itching doesn't just torture the body, it crushes the mind. Studies link it to depression, anxiety, and severe sleep loss, which only accelerate kidney decline. It's a vicious spiral that can steal quality of life long before dialysis begins. So if your feet and ankles itch with no clear reason, don't dismiss it. It may be your kidneys shouting through your skin. But as unbearable as itching can be, there's another signal that robs people of peace every single night. It's the feeling of crawling burning or shocks racing through your legs, forcing you to move them endlessly when all you want is sleep. And that's warning sign number 6. Picture this, it's late, you're exhausted, and you finally lie down to sleep. But the moment you get comfortable, your legs start to crawl, burn or twitch as if they're electrified. No matter how hard you try to stay still, the urge to move is overwhelming. That's not just restlessness. It could be a kidney-related condition known as restless leg syndrome. I once treated Thomas, a 61-year-old truck driver, who told me he would pace his bedroom for hours at night because his legs felt like insects were crawling under his skin. He thought it was just nerves or stress, but the truth was more sinister. His kidneys were failing, and the toxins building up in his blood were disrupting the delicate balance of brain chemicals that control movement. The science explains it clearly. Research shows that up to 60% of kidney patients suffer from restless legs. These toxins interfere with dopamine, the neurotransmitter that helps regulate muscle control. And because symptoms strike hardest at night when the body needs rest, most of the damage compounds. Poor sleep leads to fatigue, depression, and even faster kidney decline. What makes this so cruel is that regular treatments often don't work well for kidney patients. Medications can build up to toxic levels because weak kidneys can't clear them properly. That leaves patients trapped in a cycle of sleepless nights and exhausted days, slowly wearing their health down. Studies even show restless leg syndrome in kidney patients is linked to higher mortality and faster progression to dialysis. So if your nights are restless, if your feet and legs won't let you sleep, take it seriously. This isn't just insomnia, it's a red flag that your kidneys are in trouble. But the worst sign of all is still ahead. Because when your kidneys are severely damaged, even the smallest cut on your foot may refuse to heal, turning into something far more dangerous. And that brings us to the 7th warning sign. Now imagine this, you get a small blister from a new pair of shoes or a tiny cut from clipping your toenails. For most people, it's gone in a week or two. But for someone with struggling kidneys, that little wound can linger for months, refusing to heal, and sometimes turning into a dangerous ulcer. I remember John, a 67-year-old retiree, who thought a scratch on his heel was nothing. Weeks later, it grew into a deep sore, then an infection that spread into the bone. His kidneys were failing, his circulation was weak, and his immune system couldn't fight back. What began as a small mark nearly cost him his leg. Here's why it happens. Chronic kidney disease weakens nearly every system in the body. Poor circulation means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach the wound. Nerve damage means patients often don't even feel the injury until it's severe. And the immune system, weakened by toxins and sometimes by diabetes, can't fight infection effectively. Research shows that 1 in 4 kidney patients develops foot ulcers, and half of those ulcers become infected. Many end in amputations, life-changing outcomes that could have been prevented with earlier detection and treatment. So if your cuts, blisters, or sores aren't healing the way they should, don't ignore it. Your feet are showing you that your kidneys are in crisis. But don't lose hope, because recognizing these signs early could change everything. In fact, the conclusion of this journey will show you how paying attention to your feet might save your kidneys, your independence, and even your life. You've just learned 7 of the most important warning signs your feet can give you about kidney failure. Swelling, numbness, pain, color changes, itching, restless legs, and wounds that won't heal. Each one is a message from your body urging you not to wait until it's too late. And here's what I want you to remember. Knowledge is power, but action is what truly saves lives. If you've noticed even one of these symptoms in your own feet, don't brush it off as age or bad luck. Please talk to your doctor. Ask for simple blood and urine tests. They can reveal kidney problems years before the damage becomes permanent. Early detection gives you options, dietary changes, medications, lifestyle adjustments that can slow down or even stop the progression of kidney disease. Don't wait until you're facing dialysis or a transplant. The earlier you act, the more control you have over your health. And if you're sitting there thinking, this sounds like me, I want you to feel encouraged, not hopeless. Because no matter your age, no matter your health, history, making changes today can still protect your tomorrow. Drink water wisely, manage your blood pressure, keep your blood sugar in check, and listen to what your body's trying to tell you. Small, consistent steps make the biggest difference. I also want you to know you are not alone in this journey. Millions of people are walking this road, and together we can share knowledge that prevents suffering. That's why I'm asking you, save this video so you can come back to it whenever you need a reminder. Share it with your family and friends, because someone you love may already be showing these signs without realizing what they mean. And most importantly, subscribe to this channel right now. When you do, you'll get the latest medical insights, practical tips, and life-saving guidance about kidney health delivered directly to you. Think of it as your personal health companion, always there to keep you one step ahead. Your kidneys may be silent, but your feet are not. They're giving you clues every single day if only you know how to listen. And now you do. That puts you ahead of the curve. Don't waste that advantage. Use it. I believe in you. I've seen patients turn their lives around just by paying attention to the little things and acting early. You can be one of them. Your story does not have to end in dialysis. It can end in strength, independence, and years of quality life still ahead of you. So take this as your sign, your wake-up call. Protect your kidneys, protect your future. Save this video, hit subscribe, and join a community that's here to keep you informed and supported every step of the way. Because at the end of the day, your kidneys don't send you letters. They send you signals. And the question isn't whether they're speaking. The question is, are you listening,